Pasta is one of the most beloved dishes in American cuisine today. But how did it get here? Who was the first to bring it across the ocean, and how did it go from foreign food to dinner table staple? The story is richer and more surprising than you think. Today, we're uncovering the journey of pasta to America and the people who made it happen. Pasta in America, a common food with uncommon roots. Today, we think of spaghetti and meatballs as a classic American meal, but pasta's story in America starts with immigration, cultural resistance, and even a few myths along the way. Myth: Thomas Jefferson brought pasta to the U.S. One popular story credits Thomas Jefferson with introducing pasta after visiting Europe. While he did import a macaroni machine in the late 1700s and serve pasta at dinner parties, pasta existed in the U.S. before Jefferson. So, while he helped popularize it among elites, he didn't exactly bring it over. The real arrival: Italian immigrants in the 1800s. The real introduction of pasta to American kitchens came in the late 1800s with waves of Italian immigrants, especially from southern Italy. They brought not just pasta, but their entire food culture, including tomato sauces, olive oil, and handmade pasta techniques. Where did they settle? Most Italian immigrants settled in urban centers like New York City, Boston, and Philadelphia. In these growing neighborhoods, Italian grocery stores and pasta factories started to pop up, making pasta more accessible to locals and other ethnic communities. From homemade to mass-produced, at first, pasta was made by hand, rolled and cut in Italian kitchens across immigrant neighborhoods. But by the early 1900s, commercial pasta factories began appearing. By 1914, there were more than 650 pasta factories in the U.S. Early pasta brands in America. One of the earliest known pasta companies in America was the Philadelphia Macaroni Company, founded in 1914. Ronzoni was established in 1915 in New York and became one of the most recognized names in American pasta. These companies helped shift pasta from ethnic food to mainstream fare. Resistance to pasta early on, pasta wasn't widely accepted outside Italian communities. Many Americans saw it as foreign, strange, or overly spiced. It took decades of exposure and marketing to normalize pasta on American dinner tables. The rise of canned pasta. In the 1920s and 30s, canned pasta products like SpaghettiOs and Chef Boyardee began hitting shelves. These were convenient, affordable, and heavily marketed. Suddenly, pasta wasn't just for Italian Americans, it was for everyone. World War II and global exposure. During World War II, American soldiers stationed in Italy fell in love with the local food, including pasta. When they returned home, they craved the flavors they had experienced abroad, boosting demand for pasta and Italian dishes. Italian restaurants go mainstream by the 1950s and 60s. Italian-American restaurants were thriving. Dishes like lasagna, spaghetti, ravioli, and fettuccine, Alfredo became part of the national menu, often with an American twist. Pasta meets American innovation. While traditional Italian pasta is typically made with just flour and water, or eggs, American pasta evolved to suit local tastes, like the invention of spaghetti and meatballs, which isn't traditional in Italy. This dish became symbolic of Italian-American identity. Pasta in advertising and pop culture. By the 1980s and 90s, pasta was everywhere, from TV commercials to sitcom dinners. It became synonymous with comfort food, family meals, and romantic dinners. Lady and the Tramp even made spaghetti iconic in animation. Pasta's role in American identity. Over time, pasta transformed from an immigrant tradition to a staple of the American table. Its journey reflects broader themes of cultural integration, acceptance, and adaptation in U.S. history. Beyond Italy, pasta's global roots. While Italy gets most of the pasta credit, similar noodle traditions existed in China and the Middle East long before. Pasta's long journey through ancient trade routes helped shape what it is today. Who really brought pasta to America? So, who brought pasta to America? The answer isn't a single person, it's a community. The millions of Italian immigrants who carried their traditions, recipes, and passion with them across the Atlantic are the true origin story of pasta in America. The influence of Southern Italian cuisine. Most Italian immigrants came from regions like Naples and Sicily, where pasta was often eaten with tomato sauce and herbs. This specific regional cuisine shaped what Americans think of today as Italian food. Pasta shapes that caught on in America. Spaghetti, macaroni, lasagna, and penne are the most popular pasta shapes in the U.S. These were the easiest to produce and package, and became widely recognized thanks to factory production. Pasta in school lunches and institutions. By the 1970s, pasta had entered schools, hospitals, and even prisons as an affordable, easy-to-make meal. This solidified its place as a permanent food in the American diet. Pasta. Today, cultural fusion. Today, pasta is no longer just Italian. You'll find Asian-inspired pasta dishes, Mexican-Italian fusion meals, and even vegan mac and cheese. The dish continues to evolve with America's culinary melting pot. Final thought: pasta's journey to America is the story of how a humble food crossed borders, overcame prejudice, and became a national favorite. It wasn't brought by one man. It was carried by a people and woven into the fabric of American food culture. So next time you twirl that spaghetti on your fork, remember, you're not just eating pasta, you're tasting history. Let me know in the comments your favorite pasta dish, and subscribe for more delicious stories from the past to your plate. See you next time!